the second element is found at index 1. But what if you want a range of elements? As you can see, team 1 is a list of 2 elements. Look at this image. It visualizes a list with 5 items. You already know how to get the first item of a list. You get the element at index 0. This technique is called indexing or subscription. A single index returns a single element. For example, the second element is found at index 1. But what if you want a range of elements? Python can do this with a technique called slicing. Let me show you how this works. I create a names list with 5 elements. Now I create and print a list with elements from index 1 to index 3. As you can see, team 1 is a list of 2 elements. Index 3 was excluded of the resulting list. Slice operations return new lists. The original names list was not changed. The names list still contains all 5 elements. Slicing allows for many interesting ways to get partial lists. Look at the last 2 lines. When the slice starts with 0, the 0 can be omitted. The slice got 2 elements from the beginning of the list. Getting elements from the end of the list works in a similar way. The slice includes index 3 and all elements following it. Time to practice slicing lists. Fill out the missing code. Pause the video and resume when you're done. And here is the solution. Do you remember using a negative index to get elements at the end of a list? Negative indexes can be used in slices too. Look at this example. The slice starts at the beginning of the list and ends at the second to last element. The result is the names list minus the last element. Let me give you another exercise where you will combine subscription and slicing. Time to practice special list parts. Fill out the missing code. Pause the video and resume when you're done. And here is the solution. Let me show you the result of the exercise. The first operation returned the first element as a single value. The second operation returned a list with all elements except the first one. The third operation returned a list with all elements except the last one. The last operation returned the last element as a single value. These 4 operations are very common when working with lists. They even have their own names. They are called head, tail, init, and last. And you just wrote the code to get these values. Well done! Operations like these are used often when dealing with streams of data. Let me demonstrate this with the head and tail operation. Here is a list of joystick actions. Iterating the list at this moment results in 4 repetitions. But while iterating the list, the joystick might add more events to the list. This would mess up the iteration. I want to print each joystick event and only stop when the list is empty. This can be done with a while loop and the combination of the head and tail operations. The joystick events are printed until the list is empty. Even if joystick events are added during the while loop, this code keeps working. Head and tail are operations you will find often when dealing with streams of data. Time to combine a few things. A string is a list of characters, and slicing works here too. Let me show you a common thing to do: buffering strings. Look at this message. How would you print the first 4 characters of this message? That's right, just use slicing. Chunks of characters can be used as packages to send through networks, for example. Let me give you a challenge. Given this message, how can you get this output with a while loop and list slicing? Time to practice. Buffer text. Fill out the missing code. Pause the video and resume when you're done. And here is the solution. Before we finish up this chapter, I'd like to show you one more slicing option. Notice that the slice has a start index and end index. Now I'll add a third number to the slice. Look at the difference. The third number is a slice step. Step 2 means that the slice skips every other element. Yep, list slicing is a great feature of Python, and together with comprehensions they form a solid duo. And if you want to find out how that works, click on this video right now. There you learn how list comprehensions work.